Happy Sundays with Danni, and today I'm joined with Kate Zamira from ZKFit London. Today we're going to be talking about fitness, dance and our backgrounds, going over a little bit how we got into the fitness industry. So grab a coffee, put your feet up and let's jump straight in.
Right, so we're here today to talk about fitness, but also I think we can maybe talk a little bit about our journeys and how we've come to where we are and things like that. So do you want to start off with your journey and see how you got into fitness and things like that?
Yeah, sure. So, rewind how many years back to school days? Yeah, go back, way back when. I did a lot of running at school. I used to play netball, I used to play basketball, I used to represent the team, against the other schools doing sports. From quite an early age, I remember my mum, clapping at the end of the line going, "Come on, Danni, run faster, run faster." And I think that is the point where my love of cardio really kind of kicked in. I realised that I was quite good at, running fast and short sprints, things like that. Bit of a high jumper as well, I think, because I had a bit of height, so I did that for a while. And then when I finished school, when the GCSEs kind of showed up, fitness kind of went out the window. You concentrate on that, don't you, for a while. And then I went into sort of party lifestyle, where I used to do a lot of clubbing. And again, the cardio, I was a junglist back in those days. Well, still am now, but yeah, junglist back in those days. And people, I used to dance all night. Again, the cardio factor there, like the sweat and the getting the breathless and just dancing all night.
I used to go to jungle and garage raves, but I never used to drink at all. I used to just go out.
Yeah.
Just stay, and the lights used to come on, and it was that sweat down your face.
Exactly. And then that's where our passion comes in. You got the dance there, we've got the lights, we've still got the lights when we do things like spinning sessions. And for me, my workouts now, they are based around music. If I've got some good tunes, I can get in that zone and I can stay motivated.
So what were you doing something, so your career didn't go straight into fitness?
Not at all, no. I have been 25 years in brand consulting and graphic design. So I did a degree in graphic and media design.
And where did you do that?
That was at London College of Printing, but it's now called the London College of Communications, LCC, down in Elephant and Castle.
That's all, yeah. Because I remember it's the old name. Actually, I didn't realise it changed. Ooh, you got a new thing.
Yeah. Oh, we're showing our age.
Pardon?
We're showing our age.
No, we're spring chickens. So you did that, and then when did you get into personal training?
Well, all through my college years, I was and through my working years, 25 years, I was always working out. So I'd be the person who'd go out on their lunch break and do a 6-mile run, come back.
Yeah.
Everybody else has gone out for their business lunch, dining, sandwiches, and I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm taking my kettlebell and I'm going to go and train in that park over there. You got all the city boys walking past, all the city girls looking. But for me, I that was the main part. That was my day, really. I felt like I'd achieved if I had gone and done my workout. So, very consistently training. And then...
So when did you go, the transition from your career, though, change to personal training? Because I find this interesting because we've had very different journeys in our paths. So it's interesting to know where you're at now. So when did you become personal trainer?
I'm trying to keep it short because I know we're on a time limit. So I had friends who used to say to me, "Can I come and train with you? Can I come and train with you?" Just in my gym session. So I wasn't really PTing them, but they would copy me and I would sort of push them, let's work a bit harder, do this, do that. So they kind of gave me that inkling idea, you should do this for real, Danni. You should get paid for doing this because you're really good. And I was thinking, I don't really know. I'm not really about the people, you know. I don't really want to get involved with people. And then just a bit of dissatisfaction with this job that I'd been in for a long time. You know, not much recognition, no promotion, all of those kind of things just made me think I've got more to offer people. And yeah, I went in studying a few years ago now. Yeah, just still training, still studying, getting more tools in my belt that, you know, that's going to help me as a personal trainer. I'll try to keep it short there, Kate, for you.
That's all right, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's Danni.
Yeah.
That's Danni. Well, a roundabout thing about Danni's life.
In about 2 minutes.
I'm probably sure
there's a lot more.
I think I still chat, so it's good.
Just shout out to Franklin. Hey, Franklin. Good to see you. He's overseas, over in the US. So good to see you.
Hi, Franklin. Nice to see you.
I call him Franklin. I don't. His name's not actually Franklin, but it's stuck with me now. So to me, he's Franklin. And he probably wants to keep anonymous anyway. So let's just stay with Franklin.
Well, I taught a class yesterday, and for the first class that I taught, I had to teach 4 back-to-back, and I had a live musician in the class on Zoom. It was all on Zoom.
Oh, super.
Lockdown, obviously. And I had to teach the class, and I've never met this musician before, and for the first half of the class I was calling him Michael. His name wasn't Michael, William. And so I was like, oh, sorry. I felt a little bit embarrassed, but then I sort of redeemed myself, kept on saying, William. So, yeah.
Love that.
So it's nice to hear your journey.
Yeah, tell us yours, Kate. Come on, this is our first one, so we need to, you know, people want to hear about you as well.
Well, at the age of 5, I started swimming. And then probably by about the age of 7, 8, I was swimming about 4, 5 times a week. And then I used to do English National Championships for swimming, and also I used to do English National Championships for running, but I didn't train as a runner. I was very quick, 200 metres. I could also do 200 metres and cross country, which is quite
That's
rare
good, yeah.
to be able to do. But I think I'm quite fast twitch naturally, but
yeah.
I've also got quite a lot of stamina from swimming. So, we used to train sometimes for 2 hours. We used to do like the 200 lengths sometimes. It was quite mad. And then when I got to about 15, nearly 16, I turned into a woman. And turned into a woman, and so I didn't really swim as much because, as we know as women, this is the challenging thing. And I think that's quite important, actually. That was a challenging thing in that time of my life that was like really, I couldn't, I couldn't go swimming.
Yeah.
Because as a woman, let's be quite honest, let's be quite frank.
Let's be real.
When you first start your period as a woman, you don't want to use tampons.
Swimming pool's not where you want to go.
Sanitary towels. And so I stopped swimming as much, and slowly it started deteriorating how much I was training. And I was doing a bit of dance as well at that time. I was a bit younger when I started dancing. I did hip hop. And then
Love it.
I was just like, right, then I started getting into more dancing and doing that. And then I was part of a group called Impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the sociable side of it, where swimming was very much like...
It's solo.
Sociable in a sense, but it was quite solo.
Yeah.
So I would say that gave me the discipline to be very, like, focused and very ambitious and quite a little bit competitive, but not in a way to step on people's toes. You know, the fact that I would come third in English National Championships 200 metres when I didn't even train was just like,
that's phenomenal.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And then I went to Northern School of Contemporary Dance, and I did 3 years degree in dance, and then I did a year at the place and did a final year because I didn't really start technique until I was 19, so I wasn't a baby when I started ballet or something like that.
Right.
So then I went into that training, then I graduated from there, and then I had quite a versatile career in dance, so performing, teaching and choreographing. And then in about 2009 I had 2 slip discs, and so I had that.
Which you've recovered. Recovered?
Pardon?
Have you recovered from those? Fully.
I retrained myself in Pilates, Reformer Pilates, with an amazing teacher, and also I went to the gym, and this is where I started going back to doing more fitness. To be honest though, even in that whole time I was teaching, performing and choreographing, I was mental. I used to go to the gym as well. I used to do kickboxing. I used to do everything.
Yeah.
I used to do 12-hour days sometimes, sometimes 8 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, teaching, choreographing, performing. Just 6 months, there was a time when I didn't have a day off, and it was just crazy. And I've done that, and now I'm more into like how to be healthy in that environment, and how to take more self-care and things like that, which I think is really important.
It is.
Because the thing is, neither of us, we joke about we're getting older. We are getting older, but it's like how you work with your body as you get older. And that's what I think is really important, that actually your bodies can change. To be honest, I feel better about my body now than I did in my 20s. I feel more confident about it. I feel better. So it depends. Some people don't, but some people do.
I think. Well, let me just. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Thumbs up. Am I a bit quiet? I keep approaching the phone a little bit more so you can hear me.
You are a bit muffled, but I don't know if it's...
Muffled? Oh, is it your phone that you dropped in the... that you got wet? Are you sure?
No, it's not my phone. My phone's all right, I think. It's sorting itself out today.
All right, well, listen, guys, drop your questions in just while we're just checking our audio. If you can't hear me that well, just drop a comment and I'll just try to talk even louder than I am. I'm very good at projecting my voice. We're doing boot camps and things like that. So, so your question, Kate, was, do I personally feel better about my body than when I was in my 20s?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't, because, you know, you've gone, I've had 2 pregnancies and they were massive.
Right.
There's certain things on me that are not going to go away unless I have a tummy tuck, insert some silicone for that gravity, nip tuck.
You look absolutely amazing.
I'm 44 and... And, you know, I'm not going to go down that surgery route. I'm not going to do it. I'm still...
really don't need to.
I'm still trying to get that 6-pack. I'm always forever chasing it. It's taken... How old? My youngest is 11. So 11 years ago since that last pregnancy, and I'm still working hard to get those abs to be like they were in their 20s. They ain't going to be like how they were in their 20s. So fitness-wise, I am so much fitter now than when I was in my 20s. I'm even fitter now than I was this time last year. And this time last year, I was competing in some competition games. I made it to the final 11. The year before that, I made it came 6th in some regional games. But I thought I was already fit. I thought when I used to turn up at circuits and I was doing the worm burpees, I thought I was, I was there. This last year, I'm throwing those worm burpees out the way and it's proper burpee with a press up. So, it's swings and roundabouts, you never know what health issue you're going to have. I have a bowel disease, so I'm on a lot of medication. I've been a vulnerable person. I'm not been a vulnerable person. I am a vulnerable person.
You've been one, but you're right.
I'm over that. I've been a shielder. That's the word I was looking for. I've been shielding during lockdown because I am a vulnerable person, and I have different health issues that people would never realise from just looking at me. And you really have to take it day to day. On how you feel. You never know what life's going to throw at you, like your slip discs. So I always say, train every training session like it was your last. Although I didn't do that yesterday. It was really naff yesterday. Anybody who saw my story, I was just like really unmotivated.
We have them days, but it's about embracing them days, I think. And sometimes, I think that we have to just, because sometimes you learn the most in them days. This is what I tell my students quite a lot. Like, sometimes the days when you feel the worst, especially when I teach dance, when you feel the worst technically or something like that, sometimes you learn the most about yourself and about your limits and about where you can take it to and where you can't take it to and stuff like that. So I think actually it's not about always having to be a certain level. I think you can go, okay, this is me today, and it's embracing the day to day. And I think that's something I've done more as I've got older. Whereas back in the day, I used to always think, well, I have to be here, I have to be here, and I have to be here. But actually, sometimes it's going, this is me. Do you know what I mean? This is what I can do today.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important lesson to learn. It's like rest is important, which I never used to think it was. Because I was like a machine and I was like invisible and I didn't think anything was going to happen to me. All of a sudden, bam, it happens. And then the thing about injuries is that it's the body sort of deteriorates, but your mind takes you a lot longer to catch up with your body because you're still in that mode of I need to fight. And that's the thing. Yesterday, your body didn't want to do it, but your mind was like, no, must do it. And that's the thing. We've got to embrace them moments.
I'll tell you something. That is very important. I'll tell you something else which happens to you when you go the other side of 40, guys and dolls. I say guys, I mean all genders, guys and dolls. You tell your body to do something and it just doesn't want to do it. So you're going, lift that thing or run that fast, and your legs are just not doing what your mind is doing. So I find as you get older, like I'm still, in my mind, I'm still doing things that's 15, I still do silly things. I still jump out at my kids' friends and go, boo, and they go, what are you doing? I'm like, I was like that when I was 15. Why am I going to be any different now? But my body doesn't want to keep up with those young at heart things. So that's just warning you who are coming up to 40, the other side.
My core, I don't know, because I think my core feels stronger. I feel stronger.
Yeah. But
like, I used to lift 15-stone guys in shows and stuff like this and carry people and do stuff. And I think I didn't I think if I look at it now I know how to do it properly. Like, because I know that then it was just about doing. Now I think I know how to do it better from the core, from the root, in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. I think even when I'm training, like, I didn't have this body at 20. I wasn't this muscly. I was a bit more water retention-y. Like, because when you're dancing, I think, or my body in my 20s just held more water naturally. And now in my 30s, I'm more like, and I wonder what it's going to change like in my 40s. I don't know, but I'm nearly 40, so it is that thing of actually, as I keep saying, we just have to embrace it.
You have to embrace it, and if you end up with, I don't know, I'm not overthinking what I'm saying. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Worry about it later. If you've got life-changing consequences or things that have happened to you, like, okay, I've got a partial vision in my eye because of my bowel disease. The medication I was on made me lose vision in my eye permanently 3 years ago, just very, very quickly. So I have to live with that. Now, there's some things that you might fall down, break your back, get paralyzed, or be not able to walk for a while. You may not just want to live with that. You may want to try to work to improve that and get your walking back. So
Definitely.
There's some things that are out of your control.
The mind and the body have to work together.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of if your mind is taking you somewhere else, then your body's going to go somewhere else. So it's about always making sure that they coexist. That's something I've realised, that you can't, say if you're going through an emotional journey, you can't then just go, right, I must train like this, because actually that could cause an injury. You have to know why you're doing it at all times and what do you know what I mean?
And that comes with maturity, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. So well, is there anything else that you want to add to the convo?
Well, guys, if you've got any questions, drop your question. It must be one question from somebody. I don't know how much time we've got left, but we were going to talk about how we're perceived in our in our glorious years of being female and male. As you start to get older, I mean, is there guys, and I mean that to the guys, to the symbol, the men in the room, do you feel pressure that, that you're perceived a certain way, that you've got to have the shoulders, the delts, the pecs? And likewise, women, do you feel like when you're training, you've got to have that full face of makeup on? And, do you feel like you've got to be, asserting your assets, shall we say it nicely? Have you got to be doing this pose and that pose to feel like, you're being recognised? That was something me and Kate were talking about the other day. Personally, I flip-flop, so I'm quite happy to be on camera like I've just woken up out of bed, yet there's other times where I think like, I want to put a little bit, I want to sort my hair out, remember that I haven't gone feral during COVID.
Well, if you can see, I got my eyelashes done recently, and to be honest, because I don't really wear makeup at all, oh my God, it's made my life different. It's made me feel like, oh my God, I get out of bed, I can slip my hair back, even if it's a little bit dirty, and feel like, oh my God, I feel like a different lady. So I think it is important, because we spend so much time on our bodies and on our appearance in a sense, and we, there is a point of it that we obviously aesthetically like to look a particular way. That actually what I'm trying to realise is I can't, and that's the thing about the youth. Something I'm learning is as I'm reaching 40, especially in this time, COVID, so I get a few crow's feet, and I've always looked really young for my age. And, well, that's what people say, I'm not just saying. And like, oh my God, I'm beginning to look a little bit older. And I'm beginning to look in my 30s, whereas before I was still looking late 20s. And it's that thing of that recognition of like, oh, and as you get, I've got Mediterranean blood, so I get darker rings underneath my eyes.
Hello.
Yeah. So it's that thing of like, and it changes as you get older, and I think it's just about making sure you physically feel good, and also your face, like how you feel with your face, and not just because we can easily just roll out of bed, get the camera on, and be like hair everywhere, be like, hi guys, which is great, but also we need to also do the whole thing.
I'm with you.
And also, I don't have tits and ass, really, and so
everybody's got them.
Yeah, but what I mean is I haven't got, trust me. But I'm in what's it called? Proportion to whatever. But I just feel sometimes I'm competing against young people who do have tits and ass. as much knowledge or technical training as I do. So it's a hard one. I don't know. So yeah, I've just carried on talking. So.
No, don't be sorry. Never be sorry. No, I forgot what I was going to say. No, that's good. That was good. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because we're probably quite similar kind of things in some ways. We're both quite muscly women, aren't we?
I know. You could do things that I can't do, like those plylo press up claps. It's like, wow. Yeah, it's funny. It's like.
But that's probably the dancer side of it, though.
I don't know.
Because I've done a lot of I've done a lot of movement like that for dance.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I've trained my body in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I do like to glam up. I do, and I especially if I'm teaching a class out there in the gym, I would make an effort to make my appearance good for the class, because I feel the way that you present yourself as a professional, I'm going to say this and probably going to get some haters, but I think your body needs to be in shape. I think if you're looking overweight and you're a personal trainer or something, that you're not really promoting the right motivation for people to believe that fitness works for them. I'm not saying that every trainer out there needs to have six-pack and muscles. It's not about that, but it's the holistic approach. You know, how can you wouldn't go to a financial advisor if they didn't know how to deal with numbers. You wouldn't go to a doctor, you know, if they look like they're death's door. Something's not quite right. So a lot of people don't. It's very hot potato out there about that. You see a lot of people posting and go, I'm 20 stone and I'm a personal trainer, don't judge me.
Everyone is entitled to their opinion of it, do you know what I mean? So
it's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. I always surround things with my opinion.
What you've embraced and you've done. So I don't know. It's one of them ones that is a bit of a touchy subject, but you know.
Let's get controversial. Let's get controversial. And that wraps it up for this week. What a brilliant podcast. We'll be back again next Sunday with another Savvy Sunday. See you then.